What you are looking at here are search results for dentists in Nashville, Tennessee on the Yelp platform. The purpose of this video is to show you some of the features and advantages of using Yelp. As a dental practice owner, it costs you absolutely nothing to have a totally complete and valid listing on the Yelp platform. However, there are paid and advanced features that you can do to upgrade it, make it stand out more, advertise it, promote it, put it in front of more people, and all the above. But one thing to keep in mind is very specific that Yelp ranks very good in Google. So when your potential patients, or from a referral, when somebody's doing research, or they get a postcard in the mail and they're looking you up, or they're just looking for a dentist in the area, when they click on your Yelp page, that can be a very advantageous place to go to read reviews, see images of the staff, and get information about you. And again, most all these features cost absolutely nothing. And if they do cost something, they are minimal in cost, very minimal for the amount of value they can bring to you. And if you are one of the dentists that did spend a fortune in Yelp advertising and did something with Yelp and you felt like you didn't get what you expected out of it, there's something wrong, well, I can assure you there probably was something wrong. Maybe it wasn't optimized correctly. Maybe the targeted market that you're going after wasn't a Yelp target market. But again, the purpose of this is to show where the value can be found and minimal or no cost at all. So first things I want to point out here is the map. So Yelp produces a map when you're on a computer, as this screen. And on the left-hand side, we have a ton of options for the individual searcher to break down the different dental practices based on a bunch of criteria. Some of the very interesting criteria here are neighborhoods and features, such as, do they have Wi-Fi? Some people going to the dentist are going to want to make sure they have Wi-Fi. Maybe while they're waiting, they have to answer emails or do work. Maybe they don't have access through their cellular service, so they need internet. And, some dental practices, not very many, are walk-in clinics, so, by appointment only is pretty standard. And category is very important, Are you looking for an orthodontist? Are you looking specifically for a surgeon? Maybe you need a specialized procedure, It could be periodontal, endodontic, it could be anything. Or you just need a cleaning, so you're looking for a general dentist or an implant or something like that. So these features over here can make it really easy for somebody to break down. And that's all the reason why that you want to have your page fully optimized and set up correctly, so that when a user starts clicking on these, you're actually relevant. You're showing up applicably to what they're actually searching for. And as you can see, there's a lot of different data that's immediately provided to these about the practices immediately on this screen. One of which is going to be very important to a lot of people, and that is the reviews. Reading the reviews and looking at the reviews. Review systems have algorithms such as Google, Yelp, Facebook, etc. Meaning that you can't really fake or fraud the reviews that you leave on Google or Yelp or Facebook, because they are connected to a user, and it's become much more strict every year. Because much more strict, the algorithm is more analytical per se. It analyzes more data about users, and it can determine if something seems like it's a fake or a real legitimate review. And the consumer, the potential patient that's looking for you, is also becoming more alert of this, so they know when they go on Yelp, generally speaking, the reviews they read are going to be more legitimate. In other words, these aren't your, just run-of-the-mill third-party review systems that generate tons of reviews from all different places and names that no one's ever heard of and all kinds of random stuff that makes a practice look great, but does the credibility check out? So Yelp, Google, Facebook, and a few others are very good at determining real users. And consumers, again, are becoming much more aware of that today. So what I'm going to do in this sample here, I'm just going to go ahead and click on one of these just to go over some of the more details that are provided. So first we have some images, highlights about the business, right? So some of these are going to be points that may or may not incline a potential patient to reach out to the practice. You've got a basic About Us section here. And we've got locations and hours down here, and of course your reviews. And Yelp is very good about indicating reviews, their status. You know, for example, right here is first to review. This tells us is, this is the first person that left a review. And then as we go up the page, updated review here. So, that kind of thing could be a possibility that somebody wanted to add something or change something or give more information about the review. Then over on the right-hand side, we have a call for details button. We have a link to the website, the phone number, and get directions, and all your essential data that we want to see about the practice. Now, I would say that based on what I see here, there's all kinds of things that can be improved about this, can be corrected, can be made more effective. Generally speaking, we like to see, a staff photo first and foremost right here, so someone can just immediately click and see staff. And as you can see here, the staff photo is actually blurry. It's barely even visible. And sometimes, this can be interpreted by a user as not very professional, and it's not going to deter everybody, but some people it may deter a little bit. Like, they just want to see the group and they want to see a clear picture. Luckily, there's a picture of the doctor here, which is always good. Or doctors, depending on how many staff the practice has. And there's a lot of other information here, that various categories that this specific dental practice is in. You can, adding photos, sharing the page, saving it. So this interface, Yelp is really designed to be a quality source for legitimate reviews where the consumer can get all the data they need. But again, as being the practice owner and being that end of it, you just want to make sure all your information is updated, is correct, and it matches up, with the practice. Another thing here too, if you've ever gone on Yelp and seen and looked up your business and you saw multiple pages or you're a little confused because the old practice is showing. Anyway, there can be all kinds of things that can come up, but it's very important that you actually claim the page. And this indicates that this office here connected to this address has said this is officially our page. So when you see the claim mark next to yours, that's a good sign. Now, if it's claimed against your company name but an old address or something, that can be problematic. So that's something you want to get resolved. Jason Wydro here with Golden Dental Marketing. Again, this was the basic purpose of this was just to give an outline of Yelp, some of the value that it can bring, and some tips and things, when you're thinking about why is Yelp valuable and how it can be an asset to your online presence, and how Google respects it and how people can read the reviews and all of that. It is not just for restaurants. It is not just for specific types of businesses. Medical practices, dental practice specifically, are listed and reviewed and previewed on Yelp. So thanks for watching. You have a great day.
Are you a dental practice owner that's ever been curious about improving your overall performance when it comes to generating new loyal patients to your practice? We offer a complimentary dental marketing diagnostic. And with that, you will be informed of the basics and essentials of what's right and what's wrong with your current online presence. Follow the simple instructions below to request your diagnostic.